Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I am going to be doing my effing best to do a dupes tutorial of the Too Faced Sweet Peach collection. Just saying it now, this shit was very difficult to dupe. I would have never guessed that peach shades would be so hard to find, you know, like cousins of. Out of my whole collection, I just found very few things. So on the face, you can't really tell like the difference between what is what, but in some of the pans, it just looks like there's going to be no similarities, but there is. A lot of the Too Faced shades to me looked very neutral, and then when I would swatch them next to the dupe, the Too Faced one would suddenly look very peach next to my neutral, so it was a bit tricky to do, but it was super fun to do, and I did find some very close, if not exact dupes across the board, so I feel like this video is going to be really helpful for those of you who maybe are not into spending a ton of money on this collection due to like the amount it's been hyped or whatever your reason, so definitely hope you guys find this helpful. I know I've been doing a ton of dupe videos lately, but I really enjoyed doing it, so I hope you guys like it too. And because in my last dupe video I confused the hell out of everyone, this side of my face, no matter if I'm showing the product or not, this is like the Too Faced region of the map, and then this side is the affordable, I want to still be able to buy my college books, eat food, pay my bills section. So just so everyone has it clear. All right, let's begin. I am going to start with the shade Cream by Anastasia. This is a pretty good dupe for peaches and cream. As you'll see on the screen, cream is a bit more creamy, and peaches and cream is a bit more peachy. Riveting information, I know. On the lid, however, you cannot tell the difference. Also, just a disclaimer, I am cleaning off the brush between each shadow application as well as face application, so there's no mixing happening, just in case anyone was confused or concerned. Moving on. Just building this up to intensity. It's a really light, dusty, peachy shade, so you have to go in with a few layers to get it to really pop. To deepen up things a little bit more, I'm going in with Suva Beauty Lockbridge and Candied Peach by Too Faced. Lockbridge is a bit more of a true peach, whereas Candied Peach is a bit more of an orange. In this instance, you can definitely tell the difference here. This side is the Too Faced side, and then the other side will be the budget side. The budget side definitely looks a lot more pink, but I found when applying other shades to the eye, these two, like by the end, looked very similar on the eye. I personally could not tell the difference. Also, the Too Faced one blends out a hell of a lot easier, just saying. To deepen things up, I'm going in with Makeup Geek Brownie Points and Too Faced Charmed, I'm Sure. The Too Faced one is has that hidden peach undertone, and Brownie Points is a bit more neutral. On the lid, absolutely cannot tell a difference. They even blend out very similarly. I found that the Makeup Geek one really stuck down to the primer, whereas the Too Faced one kind of glided on a bit easier, so very similar in color and formulation. And here I'm just applying them with a dense pointed shading brush and then blending them out here with a dense blending brush, just so that it got a nice diffused look. I didn't want anything too harsh there because I want the peach tones to really shine through, but I also wanted a bit of smokiness because, I don't know, I've been seeing a lot of very light peach looks with this palette, so I wanted to switch it up. Then to add a bit of warmth, I'm going with Makeup Geek Sidekick and Summer Yum by Too Faced. Sidekick is slightly more orange, whereas Summer Yum is a bit more rusty. Really no difference whatsoever. I found that this Too Faced side here went on a bit easier, was easier to blend, whereas the Makeup Geek one really stuck down to the primer and concealer I had going on the lower lash. And here I'm just really smoking this out, honestly blending it down onto the eye bag, just so that I could get a really nice elongated shape going on. I find that when you go super smoky like this, it really makes a statement. What was even that clip? I apologize. Anyway, it makes a statement rather than just simply tying the look together. It's super hazy, super smoky, super done on purpose, you know what I mean? So that's the vibe I was going for. To add some dimension, I'm going with Ofra Bliss and Too Faced Luscious. These are an exact dupe. I was so happy to find one exact effing dupe in this collection. I started by applying this to the inner corner, and again, took it from the inner corner down onto the lower lash line and then into the bag. I just wanted it to be like kind of grungy almost, just really messy and hazy, so that's what I'm doing here. Super complex, I know. Then I went and put it on the lid as well, blended it out with a finger. I felt that this look needed this dimension and a bit of metallic texture. I felt it really enhanced the whole grunge vibe, but also, I don't know, made it look not so typical. I don't know. This is really easy to explain, so let's just move on. For lashes today, I am using some little false lashes. These are the Urban Lash Individuals. They come in little clusters of 3. I find these to be perfect for those of you, especially who have shorter lashes that tend to stick out straight beneath your full band of false lashes. These will bend to your natural eye shape and lengthen them. There's no like double lash vibe going on. I know you know what I'm talking about. So these are perfect, and they also take way less longer to apply than true individual lashes because they come in those clusters. But then I just applied 1 coat of mascara to top and bottom. And as you can see, there really is no difference to spot. Hitting up the face, I'm going to be using the Sweet Peach Glow palette for bronzing, blushing, and highlighting today. A really good dupe for the bronzer is the Milani Soleil 05 baked bronzer. I find that the Milani one is slightly warmer in a like reddish sense, whereas the Too Faced one is warmer in a more orange sense, but on the face you can't really tell the difference. Just don't go in too heavy-handed. This Milani one is quite a bit darker and also a bit more shimmery, so since this collection in particular does not have any bronzers that will suit anyone even moderately medium tone, definitely check out the Milani ones to kind of suit your needs instead, because these are really similar. Looking in the viewfinder, I really don't see too much of a difference. You can very subtly see that this one's just a bit more kind of orangey bronze, and this one has a bit more of that rusty, ruddy tone. A great dupe for the blush, actually like pretty much an exact dupe, is Bliss by Makeup Geek. I would say that the Too Faced one has a little bit of a sheen to it, but on the skin, you really can't tell unless you're super intensely applying the blush to the point where it starts to look true to pan. A regular application though, you're not gonna be able to tell the difference. It looks exactly the same. In this case, I found the Too Faced blush to blend out way easier than the Makeup Geek blush. You can see in this region right here, right there, looks a little bit funky. It kind of stuck down to the foundation. The Too Faced one just kind of glided on beautifully. So the hardest effing part about duping this little palette was the illuminator. I went through so many and nothing was quite like it. The most similar one I could find in my collection was Enigmatic by NYX. Enigmatic has a very similar peach gold undertone. It's just slightly pinker, whereas again the Too Faced one has a little bit more of that orange action going on. In the pan they look quite different, but on the skin I literally cannot spot the difference. The only difference that I can tell is that the Too Faced one kind of glides on, has a bit more of a smoother quality, whereas the NYX one isn't gritty, but it's a little bit more dry, so it takes a little bit more blending to get it to have that high shine glossy finish. This is quite difficult, like highlighting each side of the Cupid's bow and nose. The lip section of this collection, completely, I could not find any exact or almost spot on dupes whatsoever. I have a few options on the screen that I will go over with you guys that are similar, especially in formulation. The little dupes I have here are very silky, very gel-like, much like the Too Faced glosses. The first dupe I have here is the shade Great Correlation by Wet n Wild. It's one of their Mega Slicks gloss, and this is a pretty close dupe to Peach Tease. It's just slightly darker, slightly more pink. I have 2 dupes for Peach Sickle. The first is Popular by Bare Minerals. This one is slightly pinker, and Creme Brulee Butter Gloss by NYX is a little bit more muted, similar tone. That's about it. That's pretty much it. And lastly, for Peach Fuzz, Fortune Cookie Butter Gloss by NYX is similarly toned, tonally similar, if you will, but slightly lighter, a little bit more nude. Today, I'm just going to be, I don't know which one I want to use yet, hold please. I want something that is going to really make the balls of my eye pop and not kind of mute them out. I'm going to be using Peach Tease and the Wet n Wild Great Correlation Gloss on their corresponding side of my face. And I'm just going to be filling in my lips with a random nude liner because small lip probs. My go-to lately is number 10 by Makeup Forever. It's like a smidgen darker than my real lips, so it works pretty well with whatever I put on top of it. Well, that escalated quickly. I've been liking like a hazy, kind of like messy overline lip because it looks like you didn't try too hard, but that was just like, it was a little bit overkill, not gonna lie. And it doesn't help that this pencil is flatter than I was in 5th grade. Going in with the Wet n Wild one. And then Peach Tease up in here. Alright you guys, that wraps up today's video. Hope you found this helpful. Seriously, I love doing dupe videos, so definitely let me know in the comments below if you're going to check out some of these, if you found better dupes, because I know mine were not like identical by any means, but like I said, this shit was hard to dupe. I did not think that these peach hues were going to be so unique to Too Faced, so yeah, if you have better dupes, definitely leave them in the comments below so that those clicking into the video can maybe check those out too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will talk again in my next one.